They said it was just an icon on a bedroom wall, until it began to weep oil. Not tears, oil, thick, fragrant, and flowing. And not in a church, but in a small apartment in Damascus. What happened next drew Catholics, Orthodox Christians, and Muslims to pray side by side, and turned one ordinary home into something no one could explain. Sufania was not a holy district. It was a working-class neighborhood in Damascus, dense with apartment blocks, narrow streets, and the ordinary noise of life. In November 1982, Myrna Nazur and her husband Nicholas had just been married. Their apartment was small, modest, newly shared. Like many Christian homes in Syria, they placed icons on the walls, quiet reminders of faith, not objects of spectacle. One icon showed the Virgin Mary. Nothing about it was remarkable, until the oil appeared. It was Nicholas who noticed it first, a glistening sheen forming along the glass surface. At first, he thought it was condensation, then maybe humidity. But when he touched it, the substance coated his fingers, thick, fragrant, unmistakable. Oil. It continued to flow. They wiped it away. It returned. They cleaned the glass. It returned again. Soon, oil was seeping not just from the icon, but from Myrna herself, from her hands, from her face. No wounds, no cuts, no explanation. Word spread quietly at first. Neighbors came, then clergy, then doctors. The apartment filled with murmurs, prayers, disbelief. This was not hysteria. This was happening. Doctors examined Myrna repeatedly. Her skin was intact. No trickery, no devices, no chemical explanation. The oil was analyzed. Olive oil, consistent with sacred chrism used in Eastern Christianity. But Myrna did not apply it. It came during prayer, often during moments when she felt compelled to kneel, even without understanding why. Church authorities approached cautiously. No proclamations, no declarations of miracles, only observation, recording, waiting. And then something unexpected happened. Muslims began to come, not out of spectacle, but reverence. In Islam, Maryam, Mary, is the most revered woman in the Quran. Entire chapters are named for her. When news spread that oil flowed from her image, Muslims did not dismiss it. They prayed. Inside that apartment, people of different faiths stood shoulder to shoulder. No sermons, no arguments, just silence, tears, and whispered supplication. Catholics, Orthodox Christians, Muslims, all under one roof. The apartment began to be called the House of the Virgin, and it did not belong to one religion. A house without borders. The gatherings grew. Clergy from rival Christian traditions, often divided for centuries, found themselves praying together. Icons of Mary were placed in the room. They too began to exude oil. Witnesses reported fragrances filling the space, rose, incense, something unplaceable. People brought their sick, their broken, their desperate. Some claimed healing. Others spoke of peace after years of grief. Still others said nothing changed, except something heavy lifted. No one charged money. No one controlled access. There was no stage, only a living room. Messages attributed to the Virgin were recorded, simple, restrained, focused not on prophecy, but unity. I ask you to unite. I want you to love one another. No end times warnings, no condemnation, just reconciliation. In a region fractured by history, politics, and violence, this was radical and quietly dangerous. Miracles without declarations. Reports followed. A woman infertile for years conceived. A man with paralysis regained movement. Others described chronic pain vanishing after prayer in the house. Not all miracles were physical. Some were relational. Families reconciled. Faith returned where bitterness had lived. Muslims reported renewed devotion. Christians rediscovered humility. Authorities investigated. The events were never condemned, never sensationalized. The Church did not declare a miracle, and perhaps that was the miracle, because the oil continued anyway, flowing, witnessed, unclaimed. Over time, the gathering slowed, not because the faith faded, but because the message had been delivered. The house remained, still visited, still prayed in, still belonging to no one and everyone. Some miracles demand belief. Others simply ask us to stand still and witness. The house of the Virgin did not prove doctrine. It softened hearts. And in doing so, it may have achieved something even rarer than healing, peace, if only for a moment. If this story moved you, hit the like button. Like, share, and follow Lanes and Lanterns for more true stories where faith, fate, and the unexplained quietly collide. And tell us in the comments, what do you think unity looks like in a divided world?